Now, leaders from EU member states are meeting for a summit in Brussels, and they're trying to agree a common response to the economic damage caused by coronavirus. So there are still significant differences among them on some key issues, including whether the recovery fund that they're putting together should be based on loans or outright grants to those in need. It's the issue holding up the deal. These so-called frugal countries, the Netherlands, Austria, Denmark and Sweden, say the fund should be used to issue loans because grants would mean that all EU taxpayers were having to repay them. Bethany Bell reports on the mood in Austria.
Willi Opitz tends his vineyards in Burgenland in eastern Austria. The lockdown here has eased in recent weeks, but he's lost half his yearly income. Willi says it's important for Austria to help other EU countries, but he says they should be given loans, not grants.
The people will say, no, why we are working so hard? Nobody's giving us money, we're working so hard. We have our children, we have our next generation. We will help, but they should give us the money back, not tomorrow. But there should be a plan that the people who got the money, they have to pay it back.
Willi says he supports the tough position taken by Austria's Chancellor Sebastian Kurz in negotiating the EU's recovery fund. Sebastian Kurz is doing well in the opinion polls, and his message about being careful with Austrian taxpayers' money and bargaining hard with the EU is popular. But observers here say there will be a deal.
The Austrian government knows that in the end, Europe is about compromise and that there will be a compromise. That's how Europe works. It's easy for them to be tough in negotiations and then come home with a victory, because in the end they know there will be a compromise which will be also beneficial for them.
Other Austrians say that Mr. Kurz's rhetoric is too hardline and nationalist. Britta Poll, a translator, says Austria should show more solidarity.
I think it's a populist and egotistical and frankly quite stupid position, because Austria, while being a rich country, is dependent on its neighbours, on the EU, on the euro after all. It's a common currency. We should finance countries together.
Back in Burgenland, Willi says he's preparing to go to Italy to train a winemaking business there. Many here realise help is needed throughout Europe. But when it comes to money, the devil is always in the details. Bethany Bell, BBC News, in eastern Austria.